Good morning. I'm John from John Asch Contracting, specializing in residential roofing. We are now third generation. When I first started the business, October 1978 was the very beginning. I had nothing, just an idea to start a roofing business. My father was in a roofing business. He had his own company, did his own thing. And I was a know-it-all wise ass. I figured I'll start my own company and do roofing like my dad. So in the very beginning, I had a 65 Chevy station wagon, a big one. Cars are much bigger back then than they are now. I had no money for nothing. So my dad let me borrow, or maybe he gave me, a 40-foot ladder. It was a wooden ladder. For anybody in the business, you old timers, you know how heavy them wooden ladders are. They're probably at least 2 or 2.5 times as heavy as an aluminum ladder. And a 40-foot ladder is big. I had a bitch of a time trying to get that thing on and off my car. And you can imagine using a 40-foot wood ladder when maybe you're doing an 8-foot high garage. The ladder almost wants to tip because the ladder's higher than the bottom part is on the ground. Anyhow, that 40-foot wooden ladder, I put it on top of my station wagon. No ladder racks, of course. And I tied the front of the ladder to the bumper, the back of the ladder to the bumper, and prayed a lot. That particular car was old, and the carburetor went. Had no money. So what I had to do, we opened the butterfly window on the passenger side. And again, you old timers know what a butterfly window is. You younger kids don't know what I'm talking about. And I got a rubber hose from Pep Boys, opened up my car hood, got a hammer and smashed a dent in the side of the car hood. So the rubber hose, I put it directly in the carburetor, out the hole I made in the side of the hood of the car, closed the hood, didn't squeeze the rubber hose, through the butterfly window to a 5-gallon metal can on the floor in the front seat. And when I went to get gas, back in those days, I went to the gas station. We couldn't put gas in the side. We had to open the door and put it in the gas can, close the door, and I had 5 gallons worth of gas. Nowadays, of course, that's very illegal. They probably lock me up, but that's what we did back in the day. Now, what I had to do, I borrowed my mom's credit card for my very first couple roofs. And before Home Depot was Channels. Before Channels was Rickles. And we went to Rickles, and I got approximately 4 square of shingles. I took all the seats out of the back of the station wagon. This was a station wagon back in those days that sat 9 people. I had little tiny seats in the back for the kiddies. We took all them old seats out, only kept the 2 seats in the front. So I had to bend over, unlike a truck where you stand up and throw the stuff in, the car is low. Had to bend over, get a sore back, and load about 4 square shingles in my station wagon, which made the station wagon drag. All by myself, go to the job, unload the 4 square, tear off 4 square, throw 4 square garbage torn off the roof into the back of the car, go down to Edgeboro landfill with my station wagon, dragging under the car in the mud, getting stuck almost every time, unloading the 4 square, going back to the job, eating my bag lunch while I'm driving because there's no time, trying to install 4 square and get that done in the summertime by around 9:30 at night. I would start usually sometime around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Next day, do it again. Be on the job 10, 12 days, get the roof done all by myself, and said, this sucks. I was making less than minimum wage. After about maybe 6 months, my best friend at the time, Ray, whose last name I won't mention because we're no longer best friends, he quit his job, came to work for me, and now I had somebody else who didn't know what they were doing. And it was 2 guys not know what they were doing, both doing roofing together. It was wonderful. After about 1.5 years, I started making minimum wage. After about maybe 3 years, I was making double minimum wage. And today, I'm a big cheese. It only took 45 or 50 years. Anyhow, that was the beginning. Goodbye.